Hundreds of thousands of people, mostly women, and many in the prime of their life, betrayed by their own body. I'm Lee Zurich.
And I'm Tisha Powell. The disease is lupus, a lifelong autoimmune condition where the immune system attacks healthy cells and tissues, which can lead to inflammation and organ damage.
According to the CDC, it's also hard to diagnose due to its many signs and symptoms. It's estimated 1.5 million Americans have lupus, and 9 out of 10 diagnoses of lupus are in women ages 15 to 44. There is no cure, but a new treatment first developed to fight cancer is giving lupus patients new hope.
We talked to a military wife in North Carolina who was fighting her own painful battle with this disease. For Rachel Dibb, it's the little things like playing outside with her children that bring her joy.
Car time.
On a good day, I used a cane. On a bad day, I used a walker. And on a really bad day, it was just, I can't get out of bed. I would hurt my hip just like rolling over in bed. It was bad.
That pain comes from the disease she battled for nearly 2 decades, lupus. In December of 2007, as a college sophomore, Rachel was diagnosed with the autoimmune disease. At first, it hurt to laugh or even breathe, and then her joints began to fail.
My thumb just like popped out of the socket. I didn't even know what was happening. I went to like do this, and my thumb popped out. And that's the start of multiple hand surgeries.
A downward spiral from one health crisis to another. Rachel said lupus robbed her of all the things she loved.
I lost the ability to play instruments. I was a clarinetist in college. I did marching band. I played piano, tenor saxophone, and music was really important to me. So that was like the first thing I lost. I loved to run. I loved to go hiking with my knees. I couldn't do that anymore.
It became a struggle to do things on her own, and being married to someone in the military was often an added challenge.
I was hospitalized while my husband was deployed because my symptoms had gotten so bad.
But after nearly 20 years of suffering and hospital stays, Rachel has found her stride again, thanks to a clinical trial at the University of North Carolina School of Medicine for CAR T-cell therapy, a form of genetic engineering first used in cancer patients.
I would say it's just really groundbreaking in a way that we had never imagined.
Rheumatologist Dr. Sarah Sheikh, one of only a handful of doctors in the world offering CAR T-cell therapy, suggested the treatment to Rachel.
It's often referred to as a living drug because it uses the patient's own immune system to fight whatever disease you're targeting.
CAR T-cell therapy, which stands for chimeric antigen receptor therapy, integrates immunotherapy, genetic engineering, and personalized medicine. It's been successful in the treatment of blood cancers.
In these particular cancers, B cells are at play. And in autoimmune diseases such as lupus, B cells are also involved, and these are what are called autoreactive B cells, in which the body's immune system starts to attack itself.
Now that we know that autoreactive B cells are the enemy, here is how CAR T-cell therapy helps the body to fight back. The first step in the process is taking the patient's own blood to extract T-cells, which the body uses to fight infection. The T-cells are then genetically reprogrammed in a lab.
It's as though you give the T cells a GPS, right, to go back into the body and find the target cell. In this case, the B cells are the targets.
After 3 days of preconditioning with chemotherapy, Rachel received her CAR T-cell infusion, getting her T-cells back in the form of supercells.
So what CAR T-cell therapy comes and does is it really sort of wipes out this old immune system and really allows for a reset.
Rachel saw results immediately.
After I got it, like the day after, I had the most energy I'd ever had, ever. I was like, I feel like I'm 20 again, and I'm stuck in a hospital room.
Now, over a year later, Rachel is in remission, and life at home couldn't be better.
I could get up with my kids in the morning, I take them to school, simple things like laundry and dishes, and my husband doesn't have to worry about that anymore because I can do it.
She's also spreading the word about CAR T-cell therapy to others fighting lupus.
If I had had this treatment when I was 19, my life would be completely different now.
There are very few times in history when you feel like you're part of history in the making. And I think that for lupus and autoimmune diseases, this feels like one of those times.
An emotional journey for patients and the medical team at UNC who'll never forget the first time they saw results of CAR T-cell therapy.
And I think all of us really had tears rolling down our cheeks. It was really sort of a moment where we all like looked at each other and just, you know, it's really difficult to put into words how that feels.
Mama, look at my smiley face.
For this military mom,
This is life-changing. Yes, it's hard in the moment. It's not a fun thing to go through, but it's worth it because you could get your life back.
Dr. Sheikh says CAR T-cell therapy holds incredible promise, but it's not without risk. The CAR T-cell therapy clinical trial is conducted by a team of specialists that oversees preparation, administration, and follow-up therapy. The clinical care team consists of a rheumatologist, someone who specializes in treating autoimmune diseases, an oncologist or hematologist, an immunologist, and a nephrologist to monitor the kidneys.
Researchers agree that clinical trials are essential for the development of new treatments and that every new medicine starts with volunteers, like Rachel.
The clinical trial is not costing her anything out of pocket, and she hasn't had to use her health insurance. In addition to testing new drugs and devices, clinical trials provide a scientific basis for advising and treating patients. Dr. Sheikh believes all patients with any disease need to have access and opportunity to participate in clinical trials when available.
We are, you know, beginning to reimagine and re-envision what it is to treat patients who've suffered for so long with these symptoms and with the complications from these diseases, and give them sort of another chance, also sort of a reset at life.
There's hope in the future that CAR T-cell therapy will be used to treat rheumatoid arthritis, multiple sclerosis, and other neurologic diseases.